The answer comes your way next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland and M&T Bank Stadium. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brent. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Number 8, Lamar Jackson, trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost. Yeah. How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Turner. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Jackson now. That's complete. It's Zay Flowers with it. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. Here's Jackson to throw. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Play action. Now Jackson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Now Jackson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Turner. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 19. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Throwing is Jackson. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Flowers. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. Ball resting on the 10-yard line. It's 2nd and 1. To throw again is Jackson. It'll buy some time right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Alex Highsmith making the nice play and getting the sack. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the 1st on 3rd. Now it's Jackson. And he is going to be stopped at the 12, short of the 1st down. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th. Tucker's kick is good, and the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. No touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football.
I would say confidence would have to be pretty high after that first drive, able to throw it almost at will. You're exactly right. They didn't get the touchdown, but 3 points serves as a nice notice about how this offense is going to move.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their new quarterback, first-year signal caller out of South Carolina.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. And you see the numbers in last week's game for Warren. 16 carries, 59 yards.
It's a pretty mediocre week for him on the ground. Certainly a boon to his offense if he can get a little more output on his touches this week. He should get some more early carries as his team tries to get him into a rhythm.
And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete. Pat Freiermuth, the intended target. And now it's third down. You look at this Baltimore defense. And they come in a top 10 unit against the pass, currently 8th in the NFL.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typically what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
Now on fourth down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line. The Ravens offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he continues to show off his ability to run the football when the opportunity is right. He is the NFL leader in rushing yards from the QB position. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 17-yard line.
Here's Jackson. This to the sideline and nearly intercepted. Oh, he had that in his grasp. Couldn't get it. Instead, it'll bring up third down. In motion, right one of the tight ends. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. And now that brings up... Down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. The Ravens send their punter out now. And back deep for the Steelers is Calvin Austin. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Fielded at the 43.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Now a short pass pulled in by Washington. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
It's a gain of 17 yards. And the Steelers first
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Running left, it's Warren. And he's taken down inside the 30. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. Now run straight ahead with Warren. Down to about the 22 here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Looking to throw. Hayes. And it's incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Steelers first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Hayes. He finds his man, complete. That's Hines. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Harris. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
And how nice is it to have a guy like Najee Harris in the backfield when you get down near the goal line? He can use his 230-plus pound frame to just get you those tough yards, and he finishes things off here with a touchdown run.
So that drive goes 8 plays.
And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field.
And, Charles, what a battle this is within the division, because these guys, they've got the lead, but not by much. On the other side of the field, they're knocking on the door and trying to equal them in the wins category.
And I love that second part that you talked about, equaling them in the wins category, because if somehow you get down to the end of the year and they're tied in record, head-to-head's always the first tiebreaker. So the winner of this game, they'll have a big advantage.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it 2nd down and 11.
Middle. Hey.
Now it's Jackson. That's going to be brought in by Higgins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
16 yards. That's good for a Baltimore first down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Jackson. Throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. They go play action now. Jackson. This pass complete to Higgins.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. Again, Jackson. And Walker has it. And he will get this to the midfield stripe, but that's not going to be enough. He's a few yards short. The Ravens send their punter out now.
Deep to return is Calvin Austin.
And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They were winners last week in that game against Kansas City, and they are on top right now as well. They've got it 1st and 10. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Looking to throw.
Hayes setting up the screen. Harris.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
And good yardage there on 1st down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, "Are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Right back to him on first down. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field, but his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
Harris running straight ahead, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Hayes.
Got his man. It's Warren.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
A gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. First down on a pickup of 11. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Now a first down carry for Harris. Down right around the 25. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score.
From the 25, here's a 2nd and 9.
Operating from the gun, Hayes.
A short one there to Freiermuth.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and this will wind up being a 3rd and 3. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's only able to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Steelers first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
Operating from the gun, Hayes. To the right side and complete to Washington. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Touchdown! A great play there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Steelers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Extra point now by Boswell. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. That drive, a long one, spanning 15 plays. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Raven offense going to take over late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range.
To throw is Jackson. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Flowers. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Jackson from the shotgun.
And that nearly trouble, but it's incomplete. The rookie had it and lost it. And it'll be 2nd down.
Jackson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
They go play action with Jackson. Open man is Higgins. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. So a change of possession here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
And they'll begin inside their own 10, so field position certainly not in their favor here. So, well, we'll move right through the break then, skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the second half.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun, Hayes.
A short one there to Fryermuth.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
This now a 3rd and 4.
Operating from the gun, Hayes.
That is caught. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Looking to throw, Hayes.
And that throw behind his man. He missed him, incomplete.
Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Jalen Warren, his first rushing touchdown on the year,
as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Boswell good with the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And the last play, a really nice run that culminated in the touchdown.
And we will not see a run back here from Harris.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field.
And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. The slot man in motion right.
On first down, they'll start out with Hubbard.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
8 yards on the pickup brings up 2nd and 2 at the 38-yard line.
Jackson now.
He'll get this complete to the running back, Hubbard.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
7-yard gain. And the Baltimore first down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Here's Jackson to throw. He's got Higgins over the middle.
Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd and 6. A give up the middle, Hubbard.
And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Play action. It's Jackson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Hubbard is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line.
Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal.
Hubbard again.
And he will force his way into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown.
Chuba Hubbard.
His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Ravens are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it makes the score 21-10. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Steelers offense and their running back Jalen Warren headed back onto the field. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
And his big night continues on that last run. The yardage there going to move him over 100 yards now for the ball game.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Hines.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. A handoff for Warren.
In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
It's brought in by Harris. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. It's a Pittsburgh 1st down, a gain of 13. Off the play fake. Hayes.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be. 3rd quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up. He'll find his man Skoranek over the middle.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And now they'll shift things around.
And the play clock running down, so Mike Tomlin burns a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Washington's got it.
And the Steelers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
On the give, it's Warren.
And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. On the give, this is Harris. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. So a little extra time to ponder this 3rd and goal as we played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. It's Steeler football, and they have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved.
Start offense.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
A bad time for a false start penalty as they're backed up now for 3rd and goal. Now this time he'll look to throw.
A throw left side, caught by the tight end Freiermuth.
Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's 4th and goal. Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. Boswell's kick is good.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
And the Ravens taking the field.
The long drive last time out for this offense, Charles, if you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now, but let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Straight ahead with Hubbard.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
Throwing is Jackson. He finds his man complete. It's Walker. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down.
Baltimore, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Here's Jackson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Keanu Benton, the one who got in to bury him.
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Jackson.
That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early. Well, it was a 3rd and somewhat manageable now, not so manageable.
Exactly, because you had a play call on that you felt like, hey, this could go quick, and it doesn't take much to get it done. Now, you got to start thinking about a little bit of a deeper route type of a call, especially if you want to throw it.
Throw left side complete. That's Turner. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
They'll run for it. It's Hubbard.
And he's got room.
Still going inside the 20.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Chuba Hubbard, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Ravens have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Tucker with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. The big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably got some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On third down, he'll drop to throw. Caught by Wilson. And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. This offense converted once on fourth down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. He finds his man complete. It's Hines. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. On the run, it's Warren. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And Najee going to have a Steelers first down as he'll get this down inside the 40. They'll run it. Warren.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he completes it to Wilson. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They're facing a critical third down now as they try to hold on to this lead. Back to throw. Hayes
setting up the screen. Harris.
And now right out of the 2-minute break. We'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on fourth down. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up.
First and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Now Jackson. Checks this down to Hubbard.
And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds.
Now 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Here's Jackson.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pick up of 3.
Sometimes it's hard to figure, but you can live with incompletions in this situation. You can't live with these short gains that take time off the clock.
You know who loves it? This defense.
Throwing, Jackson.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. What a great sequence by this defense so far. They've given him nowhere to go with the football.
And they just have to make it stand up one more time because it appears that they've got their number. Can they not have a slip up here and allow the touchdown?
Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. Forced out to his left. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
And they will take a knee here. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. The give to the fullback on the dive. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line.
Well, you really can't ask for much more than what we just had here. Not only a close game that went down to the wire, Charles, but a clean one, too. No turnovers in this contest.
And I think you're exactly right about that. To me, this is just a pair of offenses trying to find the slightest bit of separation from each other. And they were both hoping that the other side would make the big mistake first. But today, neither side made that mistake. And what we got, a very entertaining game throughout.
So for the Steelers, they climb back to 500 now at 3 up and 3 down. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.